I'm so glad to see you this morning. You know, Pastor Greg is out of town. He's on a trip, and he said to me, would you come and talk to my friends about Jesus? And I said, well, of course I will, because your friends are my friends. We are all friends in the church. And my name is Pastor Susan, okay? Do you like to hear stories? I love to tell stories. That is one of the best ways I like to talk about Jesus. I'm going to pull my chair up a little closer to you, and I'm going to tell you the story. There was a woman that had a very beautiful name. Her name was Ina May Dooley Ogden. Can you remember that? I have a hard time. We'll just call her Mrs. Ogden, okay? Mrs. Ogden was invited to speak in front of a very large crowd of Sunday school teachers. Oh, I bet there would be more Sunday school teachers than would fill this whole sanctuary. And she was so excited about it. And she practiced, and she was going to tell them all about God's love and tell them about Jesus in her life. But it never happened. It didn't happen because her father, her daddy, was in an accident. And somebody needed to stay home with him and take care of him. And Mrs. Ogden was so disappointed. Have you ever had plans that you were very excited about, and then those plans changed, and you had to, deal with it, right? Right, and you felt really sad inside. But Mrs. Ogden did what she needed to do. She took care of her father because she loved him so much. Now, what are some of the things that Mrs. Ogden, do you think, did to help her father who was in an accident? Yes.
Stand by his side when he was in bed.
Absolutely. And she might have talked to him about what was happening in the family or with friends. And she might have read him the news, and she might have even brought him tea or coffee because he might not have been able to get out of bed. What else could Mrs. Ogden have done? Yes. That's right, because sometimes it helps us to talk about things that are traumatic. And so she could have said, let's talk about your accident, and let's talk about how you feel, and let's talk about you getting better, and that gave him hope. Can you think of anything else she might have done? She might have cooked him dinner. Yeah, she might have cleaned up around the house for him. What else could she have done? She might have told him stories. She might have brought him medicine. She might have helped him get clean if he couldn't get out of bed. And even though Mrs. Ogden was very disappointed about not telling a large group of people about Jesus, she learned something so important. She learned that the little things that she was doing for her father was telling him about Jesus. She learned that she didn't need a big crowd, and she actually even wrote a poem about it. And the poem is in the bulletin. And I'm not going to read it to you now, but when you go home, do you like homework? When you go home, ask the person who brought you, say, will you read me that poem? Because she talked about being a light in people's darkness. And that light was Jesus' love. And she talked about how she could be like a lantern and tell people about Jesus' love, even if she wasn't standing in the front of a room talking to a lot of people. So when you go out from here and you go home, you think about the little things you do, the kind things you do, how that is loving people and how God's love shines through you. Are you a firefly for Jesus? Do you light up the sky for Jesus? Are you a candle for Jesus? Are you a light bulb at Christmas for Jesus? Are you a lantern for Jesus or a campfire? All of those are ways to shine God's love. Thank you for listening to my story. Thank you. You may go to Sunday school. Bye-bye.